Hello and welcome to another video, and today obviously you can see we are doing another league race on MotoGP 18, this time from Assen, and we are straight on board with our flying lap. It's the fastest lap of the session that we did. Obviously you can see that we were currently on pole with a 1:28.777. We ran wide, we bumped up the curb a bit through turn 1. There's been a lot of crashes. I think Francesco Pin's crashed twice now since we started this lap. So he's probably struggling with this circuit a little bit. We're braking, going through Strubben. We've missed the apex a little bit. We've cut back a little bit. The rear end sliding quite a bit, but we're flying down this straight now, up towards. We're 2/10 under our previous best, so that's always good. Got 6 minutes left in the session, obviously as well. We go through that corner. I thought we were supposed to have the corner names in this game. Guess not. But probably not in qualifying, maybe. But yeah. Anyway. Only 0.028 through under our time now, so we didn't quite have such a good second sector, but the third sector is a sector where you can really gain some time. So running right onto the curb there, flipping the bike over, to clip the apex here. We're going to run it on the throttle, slide the rear end a little bit to the apex there. Record it towards one of my favourite corners on the track. I really like our corner, the way you just have to lift and then just get straight back on the throttle again. We're now 2/10 under the lap time, so we are doing a bit better. We've ran a bit wide though through this left-hander, but we're straight back on the throttle, right to the edge of the curb, on the brakes for the timber chicane, clipping the first apex, flicking it over, almost clipping the second one, running over the curb towards the line. What's it going to be as we go over the line? A 1:28.497, and R1A and nears fell off there as well. But that was good enough to keep pole for the end of the session, so we got pole, but by a really small amount this time, so Groot was right behind us, and Piccolino was pretty close as well. Obviously, Jego was only half second off, sorry, and so was Drian. But Blade King was a whole second off, so I suppose that's where the big gap starts to form. But we are now on the grid. We're ready for the race to start. We've got 2 Ducatis alongside. I think I forgot to have X-Ray mod on for this video, so that'll probably be why. But probably be why they don't have wings, I should say. The lights aren't on. We'll wait for the lights to show up on the screen. The lights showed up. They are now on. Got the clutch pulled in, ready for the race to start. Dumping the clutch, so we're off now. We've wheeled a little bit, wheeled even more. So we've had a bit of a poor start. We've already been passed by Drian down towards turn 1. And Piccolino's at the inside, so is RKH. RKH has got an amazing start. I don't know where he started. We've ran a bit wide off the track. We've passed RKH now. We're behind Piccolino. Piccolino trying to get the inside of Drian. He goes at the inside successfully. I've got on the inside of both of them. We're past Drian, both of us, and out the inside of Piccolino, so we're back up into first position now. Up in the apex, but you can see he's desperate to try and get back through. Will he be able to outpower us down the straight? Grootson just been overtaken by Blade King. Blade King up to 4th now, so a pretty good start from Blade King. But we've got a 0.081 lead there as we head into the Wienslang, that's what it's called. You can hear that Ducati right behind us through the Ruskin hook. Rob Knowles overtakes RKH, so RKH has lost a few positions since turn 1. Piccolino's actually brought the gap down a little bit, but it's barely existed. Anyway, we've got off the circuit, we'll cut him up a little bit, so I apologise for that. And off the circuit once again. There's a bit of a scruffy section there. We're clipping the apex, we're sort of getting this curve composed. Groot's got all the way up to 3rd now from 6th, so that's pretty good as we go through Mandeven. I'm probably butchering the names of these corners through the Duikersloot. Or the Duikersloot, maybe. Through the main Wormer or whatever. Oh, but we've been powered underneath by Piccolino. Piccolino's taking the lead. That's put us on a bit of a compromised line, so we've lost a bit of time to him. Groot now behind us. We've exceeded the track limits a little bit, which is not good. Braking for the timber chicane. We've completely missed the apex, so we've lost even more time. So we've been absolutely flustered by that move. So a good move there by Piccolino to take the lead off the Grand Prix. So we're 6/10 behind him now. We're cutting towards the end of the second lap. You see we have made some inroads on him, but not too many. Francesco Pin falls off, but we're going into the timber chicane. He clips inside apex, he runs a bit wide, so he's got a pretty poor exit. So we're in the slipstream now, so we go flying towards the line. He does a 29.2, I do a 28.6. We're past him now, but we're still trying to outbrake him up the inside into turn 1. He tries to hang it around the outside, but we've got into the lead of the race. So it was lap 3. Oh no, yeah, it was lap 2. We've just started lap 3, yes. I thought I'd got the wrong lap, but he's trying to go around the outside through his corners versus the Yamaha sector. Definitely, so we're on the inside now through Strubben. Oh, he's absolutely crashed inside us there, so a bit of a reckless dive. But it seems to have cost him because he's got a pretty poor run. We're pulling back alongside him again. Groot's only 1/10 behind now, so he's definitely going to be trying to get involved. Then we go 3 wide now into this corner. I'm obviously head through the Wienslang. And we get it turned over, and we've been taken out! Piccolino's taken us out of the race, but Yeah, I think it's just sort of our lines came across on each other. He probably didn't know I was there, but he definitely didn't know on purpose or anything. Just a bit of an unfortunate accident there. Pretty annoying, but you can't really do anything about it. And now we've remounted and we're behind Frank Keys now, so we've got to try. Oh, he's bumped up the curb. He's scared me a little bit, so I've gone a bit onto a weird line now through Mendon even. And he's doing something and he's fallen off, so that's a pretty weird accident right there. Pretty strange one, not seen a crash like that before. But we're cutting, this is further down the same straight, just don't want to show all that unnecessary bit. Piccolino has now fallen off as well, so the people that were first, second at the start of the lap, oh, and Blade King as well, unfortunately, has fallen off, so we're now up to 4th position. But the two people that were leading the race are now 3rd and 4th, and Drian obviously has got himself into 2nd, and oh, Piccolino's got off the circuit, those through turn 1. So have I, but not quite to the same extent. He's almost fallen off and has come back on, but we're cutting now to lap 5 of 13. You can see Drian and Piccolino are battling the two Ducatis. Groot is completely gone off in the distance. You can see Piccolino has got a bit of a tighter line than Drian. Drian's gone a bit wide. I've gone a bit wide as well. Pretty hard circuit to get into the groove of it. Drian's around wide through the chicane. He's bumped up the curb and almost hit him, to be fair. That was pretty close, but we're now up into 3rd position. And we're now 6 tenths behind Piccolino. We're definitely going to want to get back in front of him. Obviously, since we had the collision earlier and the collision at the hair. But, oh, nearly fallen off there. Bit of a weird physics for that curb. That'll be important later. But Piccolino has run a bit wide. So we are now right up his inside. So we're just driving at the inside to the Yamaha. Almost high-siding on the curb there. Not quite enough, but he's round wide to Strubben as well. That's how you overtake it, Strubben. Cleanly at the inside like that. We're going to get a bit of a better exit, but is he going to power pass with the Ducati? No, he can't quite do anything here, but we've got a 0.096 litre, basically nothing, not even a tenth, but into the Veenslang, a bit wary, but he's fallen off and almost taken us out there. It's completely taken my eyesight there, so I ran straight through the gravel, and I think perhaps Groot had been through the gravel there as well, because there was already tyre marks, but going to the end of lap 6 now, last stop, last 7, it's a 5.3 second lead to Groot, so we've caught up a little bit from 6 seconds. Next lap, 5.3 once again, so not really getting anything. Lap after 4.5 seconds. Now coming on to lap 9, 4.7, so he extended it a little bit again then. Coming onto this arcade, just fallen off, so we are going to have to wait, but 5.1, so Groot has extended the gap once again. But we're coming on to lap 11, start lap 12, but Groot has fallen off at the Timber chicane. There's now 2 laps to go and everything to play for. There's about a second in it. Obviously, as you saw with Piccolino as well, so we're about to start the final lap. But when you fall off, you lose a lot more time when you fall off at the Veenslang than if you fall off at the Timber chicane. We've ran a bit wide through Harbotched, and we've run at the goal. We bumped up, and that's what I mean. It was pretty important because look how much time we lost there. We were 7 tenths behind starting the lap through Ossenbrücken. Beautiful apex through turn 4 there. Gonna try flicking over for turn 5 through Strubben. Cutting the apex just like we did when we went on the inside of Piccolino. So you can see Groot has got further away. We can't even see his name now. 1.1, so we lost 4 tenths of that sector. Obviously it wasn't the best sector, but the turn 1 was definitely some of it. Through the Veenslang, push as hard as we can into the Ruskin Hook. See the track limits a little bit, so we've sort of stayed about even, but I think we have gained probably a little bit of time in the grand scheme of things. Probably a few hundredths of a second there. But braking really hard for De Bolt. He didn't quite have the confidence as De Bolt that I did. Using all the road possible and even a little bit more there. Mandeven. We're closing up once again, so we've actually got a lot closer to Groot here through this section, so been pretty strong. But it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do anything. We're just going to have to try and get as close as we can in case he makes a mistake through Muenweno or whatever it's pronounced. We're now 5 tenths behind, so we've taken 6 tenths out of him in that sector. Imagine if we hadn't made that mistake in sector 1, we'd be lining up and moving to the Timber chicane right now. So let's try and break as deep as possible. Completely missed my braking and cleared him out. Hit him at the back there. Fortunately, he didn't fall off. I will obviously take responsibility for that. That's my fault. I missed my braking and hit him on the back, but didn't affect him. It didn't affect my race results. I apologised to him for it, and he said it was fine. So I guess he's probably not too bothered since he still won. But yeah. So we lost obviously in the end by 4.4 seconds, but it would have been probably about half a second. So it's a bit unfortunate that obviously we got took out earlier on in the race. But that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. He didn't have a very good race either, ending 26 seconds off the lead. But here's the championship, so obviously we've moved up into P9 now. So that's always a nice thing when you see yourself moving up, I suppose, because obviously we still done one last race, but I've had a first and a second. So that's a good strong start to the season. As much as I'm a bit disappointed that I didn't win at the end, it was sort of my own fault, I guess, but not really, because I wasn't going to get past him anyway. So yeah, I was in the lead, obviously, when I got took out, but you can't really sit here complaining about it all the time. It was still a fun race. I'm sure it was a better race to watch, but we're only 74 points off the lead now, which obviously not really going to be an attainable gap. But you can see Francesco Pina's in 6th place. He's 43 points off the lead, and Rob Nuzz is 42. Perhaps we could gain 30 points on those guys. That might be possible. Obviously, there's a good 11 races left, I think. So gaining 30 points probably quite possible. Especially if we can get another podium. Another few podiums, hopefully if they don't finish quite so well. But obviously, I forgot to mention it earlier on in the video, but Arnand actually disconnected, so yeah, that's why he hasn't gained any more points. So Drian there has picked up a good few points on him, so he's been able to take the lead back. Jagger is closing up, and so obviously is Groot as well with that race win. That was a really nice win for him. So yeah, this championship's definitely hotting up. Obviously, it's going to be those 4 guys at the top, and obviously, if I can continue my performances, I'll be there as well. Obviously, not battling for the championship, but hopefully for the race wins and stuff like that. So obviously, I'll try not to interfere. But yeah, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. And I shall see you in the next one.